What does it mean when you get to a job in the first 2 or 3 days, the foreman tells you, pulls you, pulls you aside and tells you that he don't want your garbage on the shanty table. In other words, with just a cup, an empty cup that I accidentally left on the table, and he pulls you aside and make it a serious issue about it. Then a few days later, he tells you that you have to be at work on time, even though you come in at 7 o'clock, 6:58, 6:57, 6:59 a.m. And what does it mean when you get to another job, a new job, and the foreman a week later tells you that you shouldn't come in late, even though that's your first time, even though it's 20 minutes late, even though it's before 7 a.m., because they want to start work at 6:30 a.m. And more importantly, that I was there at the job on time, but I thought the door was locked. Not that I thought of it, but I tested it, and I could have sworn I tried to open it. I couldn't get it open. So I stood on the sidelines until I see somebody that was able to get in. And if he don't believe me, I was there. He can overcheck the security, ask the GC to check the security cameras to see that I was there, and I made 2 attempts. They tried to get inside the building. And then trying to make a big thing that me being late for the first time, and it was 20 minutes late. And technically speaking, we're not supposed to start the job until 7 a.m. All right, please tell me something, because I'm lost. And sometimes I think that they get directives and orders from the union to harass me out of the workforce. Another entry, another audio entry in the life of a black union electrical worker / electrician. Thank you for listening, watching, and putting up with my bullshit. Thank you again. Yeah, this is a short one. It was on my mind, so I had to let it out before I physically let it out on the job. So I thought I'd let it out in audible fashion so everybody can listen and hear it. Yeah, the union's not the same no more. It's getting worse. Thank you. And then I said New York City union electrician. Like I said, it's getting worse out there. I think the union world, being black, being an electrician, being New York City, and all the above, it's getting worse, slowly but surely. Thank you once again for listening and watching. Yeah, my past problems and going to new jobs has a single source, I believe, possibly two, but has a single source. I'm sorry, and possibly two sources. Yeah, there's definitely something else going on that I don't know about, and somebody's putting a bad name on my back. Someone or something is definitely making phone calls before I get to each and every job. Seriously. There's more forces at play here than I realize or I think. I know I sound crazy. I know I sound paranoid. I know I sound like I'm on something. But something's seriously going on every time I go to these jobs. And I believe it starts at the office. But I'm not going to say too much about that, but yeah. Yeah, somebody's spotlighting me. Somebody's writing something on my forehead and on my back. When I get to these jobs, they're reading it and they're acting appropriately. Well, really inappropriately, but you know what I mean. They're acting according to what's written on my back, the phone calls that I made, and what's written on my forehead, secretly written on my forehead. And I'm trying to study the situation and see what can I come up with. Don't worry, I'm going to keep you fully abreasted and fully aware and keep an entry in the log of what's going on until I can get to the bottom of this. And hopefully with your comments, y'all guys can help me get to the bottom of all of what's going on there, because something ain't right. Alright? Alright. Thanks for watching once again. Now, I know I said this 1,000 times, but once again, thanks for watching and listening to me and my babbling. Sorry.